U.S. government donates to CDC's relief efforts. Police investigating suspected murder in Bartica. Wanted man arrested and charged. In the region, CARICOM to observe Suriname elections. And internationally, oil stocks prices slowly creep upwards. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Public Health has received a donation to aid in the fight against COVID-19. On Tuesday, the Alibaba Foundation donated 30,000 face masks and over 1,500 COVID-19 testing kits to the Ministry of Public Health. Deputy Chief of Missions of the Chinese Embassy in Guyana, Shen Shilai, said the donation represents the concern and support of the people of China for the local health sector and to saving lives. The Alibaba Foundation is a subsidiary of the popular Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba. This donation of medical supplies is the second of such contributions from China in recent weeks. In this report, BB Backus tells us that the U.S. government has also donated to the local efforts against COVID-19. This time, the support went towards the Civil Defense Commission's relief efforts.
On Tuesday afternoon, the government of the United States of America and the U.S. military donated several items to the Civil Defense Commission. The donation, which consisted of sanitization, personal care and hygiene items, as well as baby supplies, totaled approximately $3 million Guyana dollars. U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Sarah Ann Lynch, in an invited comment expressed satisfaction to be a part of the exercise. She remarked that COVID-19 does not see borders and does not see different peoples, adding that the supplies will aid in bringing relief. Director General of the CDC, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig, thanked the U.S. Ambassador to Guyana for the timely supplies, which will be used at the quarantine and isolation facilities around the country. There are quarantine and isolation facilities not only in Georgetown, but you also have on the east bank of the Marara and in various regions. So these items will be used by persons in those facilities to make their stay there as comfortable as possible, he stated. The CDC welcomes donations towards this initiative, food supplies, personal care, and sanitation supplies or financing. Items can be sent to the CDC's headquarters, Thomas Road, Thomas Land, daily, between 9 hours and 15 hours. Funds can be deposited to the Commission's Republic Bank account number 962-356-519938. For Headline News Updates, BB Backus.
Thanks, BB. Yesterday, the Guyana Police Force boasted 2 successful drug raids. At around 8 a.m., officers intercepted a vehicle at Perth Village, Maikoni, East Coast Demerara. A search of the car uncovered a parcel containing 284 grams of suspected cannabis. Its driver, a 51-year-old salesman of John Street, Georgetown, is currently in police custody. And later that afternoon, officers acting on intelligence received searched the home of a 33-year-old female clerk at Durban Street Lodge, Georgetown. 2 unemployed males who reside at Victoria Village, East Coast Demerara, and Victoria Street in Charlestown, Georgetown, were also present at the time. One of the men had in his possession 390 grams of suspected cannabis, and a search of the premises uncovered 2 barrels and a box containing over 36 kilograms of suspected cannabis. The suspects are currently in police custody pending charges. Stick around. Coming up after the break, police capture New Amsterdam murder suspect while investigating suspected murder in Bartica.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-stand 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans, Samsung smart stoves, Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets, air fryers, and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
For that reliable, prudent, and courteous traveling experience, your choice is G3 Cabs, located at 228-229 Aubrey Barker Road and Beverly Close, South Rhinefeldt Gardens. Travel in comfort and safety with our deluxe fleet of new vehicles and neatly trimmed drivers serving our customers around Georgetown. We deliver cooking gas, small packages, run errands, and provide minor vehicular roadside assistance such as jump starts of vehicles, flat tires, spare wheel assistance, and more. Contact us on 218-4982 or 218-4500. G3 Cabs. You can count on us.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is why I gonna do here?
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Pooja Singh and I'm the senior teacher at the Literature After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online site, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
A face mask only works if it is put on, used, and removed properly. Before putting on a face mask, please do remember to wash your hands with adequate soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or use a hand sanitizer with 60% or more alcohol. This is an N95 face mask. Check your mask for holes and tears. Identify the top of the mask. Cup the mask in the palm of your hand with the metal strip at your fingertips and the elastic bands hanging loosely. Position the mask under your chin and covering your nose. Place the lower strap behind your neck. It must touch your neck. Place the upper strap to the top of your head. Untwist the straps. Use both hands to mold the shape of the nose piece by pushing downward and outward. Perform a fit check by checking the mask to see if there are any air leaks. Do not lower your mask to speak. You must not touch the front of your mask. If you do, then wash your hands immediately. When removing the face mask, remove the bottom elastic from behind, then the top elastic, ensuring that the elastic straps do not snap. Once again, do not touch the front of the mask. Throw the mask away in a bin with cover. Do not forget to wash your hands immediately. Remember, if your mask gets damp, replace it.
Welcome back. The Berbice man wanted by the police for beating his neighbor to death has been arrested and charged. Acting on information received, police ranks in Region 8 captured 29-year-old minor Donald Sheriff, who was reportedly hiding in Stone Creek Back Dam, Madhya. And on yesterday, Sheriff of 11 Patrick Dam, Angois Avenue, New Amsterdam, Berbice faced the New Amsterdam Magistrates Court, charged with the murder of Caron Nicholson. He was not required to plead to the indictable charge. Sheriff was remanded to prison until June 25, 2020, when disclosure of statements is expected to be made. And in Bartica, police are currently investigating the suspected murder of a female minor. More from Esther Sobers.
Police are currently searching for two suspects who may have been involved in the death of a female miner whose body was found in a mining pit last Friday. The body has since been identified as 23-year-old Rosella Smith of Bamford Point, Bartica. According to reports, the two suspects were last seen in the company of the victim prior to her death. The suspects have since been identified only by their aliases, Black Boy and Rocky. Police said at the time of her death, Rosella was selling goods from a makeshift camp. No marks of violence were found on her body, but there was blood around her nostrils. According to the post-mortem report, Smith was strangled and submerged in the water-filled pit in which her body was discovered. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Keeping our focus on Region 7, a 65-year-old Brazilian miner died after he lost a leg in a mining accident on Monday. Tiburcio Valenario de Andre, aka Neto, was at his mining pit in the Okubac Dam when the accident occurred. According to police reports, at about 8 a.m., D'Andre's right leg was severed after it came into contact with an actively spinning engine fan. The workmen at the site rushed to his assistance. However, he succumbed to his injury before he could receive medical treatment. D'Andrade was later pronounced dead on arrival at the Bartica Regional Hospital. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, CARICOM to observe Suriname elections, and oil stock prices slowly creep upwards.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-end 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
For that reliable, prudent, and courteous traveling experience, your choice is G3 Cabs, located at 228-229 Aubrey Barker Road and Beverly Close, South Renfrew Gardens. Travel in comfort and safety with our deluxe fleet of new vehicles and neatly trimmed drivers serving our customers around Georgetown. We deliver cooking gas, small packages, run errands, and provide minor vehicular roadside assistance such as jump starts of vehicles, flat tires, spare wheel assistance, and more. Contact us on 218-4982 or 218-4500. G3 Cabs. You can count on us.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. This is what I could do here.
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Singh and I'm the senior teacher at the Treasure After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online side, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Anyone who believes he or she was exposed to coronavirus COVID-19 must stay at home and not mix with other family members. This quarantine is to help stop the spread of the virus at home and in our communities. While at home for 14 days or 2 weeks, here are some valuable tips you must follow. First, get a separate room which family members will not be allowed to enter during those 14 days of quarantine. Ensure this room allows you to get lots of fresh air. Second, if you must meet family members, stay at least 1 meter or 3 feet away from them. Third, when it comes to personal hygiene, other members of the household should use a separate bathroom. If you must share a bathroom, ensure you always clean the taps, doorknobs, and all utensils with soap and running water. Fourth, limit the number of visitors to your home. Anyone in quarantine must not meet and greet any visitor. Fifth, practice frequent hand washing with soap and running water. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds every time. If there are no soap and running water, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 75% alcohol. Sixth, always avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Seventh, after using face masks or gloves, always throw them away. Put them in bins with covers. Remember also to always use separate plates, drinking glasses, cups, and other eating utensils, towels, bedding, and other items for the family member who is in quarantine. And don't forget to use detergents every time to wash all utensils, bed linen, and clothes used by the person in quarantine. Please remember to use the thermometer, not the back of your hands, to monitor the body temperature of the quarantined family member. Monitor them 2 times every day. Be sure to write down the temperature. If he or she develops a fever or temperature above 37.5 degrees Celsius or 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit, cough or has difficulty breathing, sore throat, body aches and pain, immediately call the COVID-19 hotline by dialing 180 or 181. Protect yourself and others. Play your part in helping to reduce the risk of contracting or spreading COVID-19. This is a message from the Ministry of Public Health in collaboration with PAHO WHO. For more information, kindly visit the Ministry's website www.health.gov.gy or its Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. A 4-member team from CARICOM arrived in Suriname yesterday ahead of the country's general elections on Monday, May 25th. The mission will be headed by Ms. Dora James, Supervisor of Elections of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who has served as a member of CARICOM election observation missions to other Caribbean states. The mission will meet with the electoral officials, leaders of political parties, and other stakeholders of Suriname, and will monitor the electoral process. According to CARICOM, the election observation serves as a platform to support existing democratic traditions within the Caribbean community as part of its wider policy of supporting democracy and good governance. People in some of Argentina's poorest neighborhoods are demanding government to help to stop the spread of the coronavirus through their communities. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bow reports.
They came from some of the poorest neighborhoods in Buenos Aires to the city center to protest and demand better conditions for those living in the city slums.
We have families that are infected who can't clean themselves because there is no water. They have to go and pick it up. And we can't cook in the soup kitchens because there is no water. But we are getting organized to see how we can make it work.
This week, a community leader of the so-called Villa 31 slum in Buenos Aires died of COVID-19. Ramona Medina had been denouncing the lack of water in her neighborhood.
It has been 8 days without water. They are asking us to wash our hands, but how? The city government says we have water, and I asked them if they've ever been here.
Authorities say there are over 1,000 cases in 3 of the city's biggest slums.
Argentina was one of the first countries in the region to impose a complete lockdown, and this has prevented the spread of the disease nationwide. But in the last few days, there's been a surge of cases in some of the poorest neighborhoods in the city of Buenos Aires because of lack of sanitation and overcrowding.
In recent years, the city of Buenos Aires has been working to improve living conditions in the 31 slum, a glaring symbol of inequality in Argentina's capital. Some buildings have been refurbished and the streets have been paved, but it has not been enough to stop COVID-19. And residents fear the virus will spread. They say much more needs to be done.
We want equipped spaces or hotels to isolate people who have had close contact with confirmed cases and can't isolate in their own homes. We ask for 24-hour mobile units for the transfer of neighbours who need emergency care.
The city's government says it is addressing their concerns. Over a week ago, it authorized some businesses to restart economic activity, although reserves the right to reimpose a complete quarantine if necessary.
We proposed the national government open up some activities, but not public transport, over a week ago, and we will evaluate the impact of that once we get the sanitary data.
To date, more than 10 people have lost their life to COVID-19 in the slums of Buenos Aires. People here want more to be done to prevent further loss of life. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
And internationally, oil prices have risen as global demand slowly grows and leading energy producers cut production. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports.
In less than a month, oil has gone from worthless to barely profitable. In these days of coronavirus-fueled economics, it is enough for U.S. President Donald Trump to tweet, "Oil energy is back." The worst oil market in decades appears to be stabilizing somewhat for two reasons: massive production cuts by Saudi Arabia, other OPEC countries, Russia, and the U.S., and a cautious increase in buying in China and the U.S. as their economies begin to reopen. At just above $30 a barrel, prices are still half the $60 a barrel at the start of 2020.
The oil industry is not back. To me, again, I think you see $40 and you can say the oil industry is back, but even then, that's a pretty slim margin. You know, it means that you'll have oil flowing again and you'll have some level of profitability, but it's not like when we're in $50 plus.
But for now, it's enough to allow U.S. shale oil producers to come near breaking even. Last month, the benchmark U.S. crude West Texas Intermediate fell to negative territory as the coronavirus shut down travel. That left some sellers paying buyers to take oil off their hands. And with many producers now just breaking even, there will likely be more restructurings and, for some, bankruptcies. But there is one major threat to prices: a glut of stored oil. April's historically low prices led to a massive oversupply, with producers filling storage tanks in places like Cushing, Oklahoma, to near capacity, waiting for higher prices.
The hope is prices will get higher, so I'm just going to hold on to it and then release it when it gets so. But yes, when that release happens, it's going to keep a lid on prices. No two ways about it.
That capacity threatens to grow worse, with tankers filled with 50 million barrels of Saudi Arabian crude expected to arrive in the U.S. in June. With major oil producers slashing production, it might not be anywhere near the end of the coronavirus price crisis, but producers hope it could be the beginning of the end. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
That's all for today's regional and international news. Here is your 3-day weather forecast. That's all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Be sure to tune in Friday at 6 p.m. for another episode. Also, subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Also, visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for all the news we couldn't fit in the newscast. Until then, take care.